Hey, welcome. Today, we are diving into a huge challenge, one that can honestly make or break a company's success. How do you build really effective product leadership? You know, it's about so much more than just filling an empty seat on the org chart. It's really about architecting the entire future of your product.
So, let me ask you, does this sound at all familiar? Your product team is absolutely full of smart, talented people, but it feels like they're all pulling in slightly different directions. Yeah, features are getting built, but that big picture why we're doing it all, it feels kind of fuzzy. That right there, that's a classic sign of a leadership gap.
Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, before you rush off to post a job opening or promote someone, the very first, most critical step is to stop and ask a really basic question. Do we actually need a new product leader right this second? Look, it is so tempting to think a new hire is going to be the silver bullet that solves all your problems. But sometimes just adding another layer of leadership can actually make things more complicated. The real first step is to diagnose the problem. What's the specific issue? Are you struggling with strategy? Or is it execution? Maybe it's team morale. Your answer is going to tell you if a leader is even the right prescription.
All right, let's say you've diagnosed the need. You're sure you need someone. Now, it's time to put on your architect hat. You wouldn't build a house without a detailed blueprint, right? Same thing here. You need a blueprint for the exact type of leader who's going to thrive in your company's unique environment. What are those non-negotiable skills and qualities?
So let's just get on the same page about what we even mean by product leader. Think of them as the bridge. They connect the high-level business goals with the day-to-day work the product team is doing. They provide that compelling vision, make sure it actually serves the business, and then, most importantly, they empower their team to go out and make it a reality.
And that definition really breaks down into a super practical checklist. Your ideal leader, they need that strategic vision to see where the market is going. They need business acumen to understand how to win. They absolutely need execution excellence to actually get things done. And this one is critical. They need to be amazing at team mentorship because great leaders don't just lead, they lift everyone else up with them. So once you have your blueprint, you're going to find yourself at a pretty crucial fork in the road. Do you go out into the wild to find this person, or do you look within your own ranks? Let's dig into both of those paths. First up, let's talk about external recruitment. This is the classic approach, right? You bring in some fresh blood, someone with proven experience from the outside to come in and lead your team into the future. A great hire never happens by accident. It takes a really structured process. It all starts with that blueprint we talked about, a crystal clear definition of the role and a scorecard to measure against. From there, it's all about finding and attracting the right people, and then rigorously assessing them, not just for their skills, but for how they'll fit into your culture. And finally, you have to set them up for success from day one with a fantastic onboarding process. Okay, now for the alternative. Path 2 is all about cultivating leadership from the ground up. It's the art of seeing that spark of potential that already exists inside your own team, and then being really intentional about nurturing it. This quote, it just gets right to the heart of the matter. This is not a passive approach where you just sit back and hope somebody steps up. No, it's an active, strategic goal. It means you are deliberately creating an environment where future leaders can actually emerge and thrive. So how do you actually do it? Well, you start by identifying those team members who just have that spark of potential. Then you get them direct mentorship. You give them challenging projects that are going to stretch their abilities. And you start delegating real strategic responsibilities to see how they handle the weight. You're basically building your leader piece by piece. So we've walked through the two main paths, hiring from the outside or growing from within. Now for the tough part. How do you decide which blueprint is the right one for your organization's current construction phase? Let's break down the trade-offs here. On one hand, hiring an external leader brings in a fresh perspective and immediate proven experience, which is amazing if you need to scale up fast. But you run a real risk of a bad culture fit and a longer ramp-up time. On the other hand, nurturing a leader from within guarantees deep company knowledge and serious loyalty. But it's a much slower path, and you might end up with some skill gaps. This is usually a better fit for companies that are really focused on their culture and long-term vision.
So here's the bottom line, the most crucial point of all. There is no single best answer here. The right choice depends entirely on your context. You have to ask, where is our company today, and where are we trying to go tomorrow? Your leadership strategy has to serve that bigger business strategy. It's as simple as that.
And that leaves us with the final big question to think about. As you sit down to architect the future of your product organization, will you go out and find your next leader, or will you stay home and build them? The answer to that question is going to define not just your next hire, but the very culture of your team for years to come.